Hi, guys. Welcome to our October Tech Talk. It's been a while and we totally miss you guys. I'm Darlene Cedapan and I am one of OPI's educators. Today, I'm going to be your host for our Halloween ghost nail art featuring Sigourney Nunez, who will be our nail tech for the day to show us three of her awesome, cutesy, and scary ghost nail art. Perfect and in time for Halloween.
Awesome. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for having me today. I am super excited to show you my signature ghosties. If you follow me on Instagram at Nail Art by Sig, last year I created a very swooshy, swirly, ghost-inspired design that was pretty abstract that went a little bit viral. So I'm hoping to inspire you today by recreating the look. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to let us know in the comments below.
So, Sig, what's our first look today?
Yep. So I'm going to give you a sneak peek at some of those cute ghosties that we just talked about. There's different ways to lay them on the nail. A lot of it is going to be very abstract, very swirly. I'm going to show you two examples here, or three examples that I have here. But today I'm going to show you this one with that gunmetal charcoal background. Super adorable. What I was tasked for this live is to use shades from our holiday 2020 Shine Bright collection. So we'll be talking through a couple of those shades if you haven't seen them quite yet.
Sig, do you know that that's my favorite shade from our Shine Bright collection? I absolutely love it. It has the perfect amount of sparkle, but it's still kind of dark and it's like the gray blue. I actually wore it for like 2 weeks. It lasted so long too because of the glitter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a really good pro tip. Of course, before we start any service, we want to start with prep, obviously, and then we're going to continue on to our base coats. If you didn't know already, OPI introduced two new base coats. One being our Stay Classic, which is our tried and true base coat that you already know and love with a brand new look and feel. Also, what's different with the packaging is you can see the product name at the top here, which is really going to be easy to identify in your drawer. It also has a grip cap. But today I'm going to be using OPI Stay Strong. This is a brand new formulated strengthening base coat along with the new packaging. One difference in our Stay Strong is that it is designed for clients with weak and brittle nails, but also, check this out, it has a really cutesy baby brush. Not the technical term, but what this does, it allows for perfect product pickup. And Stay Strong is also formulated with a little bit of a thicker viscosity. So I'm going to show you a different application tip here. Because the viscosity is a little bit thicker, we want to make sure we burnish this base coat into the natural nail. And burnish is just a fancy word for rubbing it in. So although we're used to doing a 3-stroke application for this, we just want to make sure we're getting in the nooks and crannies, especially if it is a damaged natural nail. It may not always be smooth and perfect. So we're just going to rub it in nice and smoothly. And of course, cap the free edge and cure for 30 seconds.
I'm so glad that you brought up burnishing because when I first saw the product, I said, oh, I noticed that there's like a smaller brush. This must mean that I'm supposed to apply an ultra thin layer. So how come we have to apply like an ultra thin layer for this versus, our Stay Classic that we're so used to?
Yeah, that's a really great question. So making sure that you're rubbing in the base coat to the natural nail is going to ensure, like you said, that really thin application. That is going to also ensure that you're not causing any premature chipping or lifting. Because if you over apply with too much product, it may not cure properly. And that's going to lead to that service breakdown that you or your clients do not want. So really good question.
Thanks, Sig. Today, I will be your host, Darlene Cedapan, and we have Sigourney Nunez as our nail artist, and she's going to show us three of her Halloween ghost nail art looks. And we're starting with our first one right now.
Yeah. Thank you for that recap. So, what we're doing today is using a couple of our shades from our Holiday 2020 Shine Bright collection. Darlene mentioned earlier, this is one of her favorites from the limited edition set. This is To All a Good Night. It's a really beautiful gunmetal metallic that looks perfect for even now in like the spooky season, transitioning to the holiday season. Just a really beautiful metallic. So as I prep the nail for my super cute swirly ghost, what I'm going to do is apply 2 coats of To All a Good Night. And so I've already gone ahead and prepped that nail. So this is the 2 coats of that gunmetal shade. Next, I'm going to use Alpine Snow. So I have my palette here with a little bit of Alpine Snow. Alpine Snow is OPI's True Crisp White. And so here I'm going to show you how I do my signature ghosty swirl. It's actually super easy, and the best way I can describe it is we're going to be painting a lot of lazy S's and reverse S's, because that's how you get that really organic swoosh feel. So because this guy is kind of hanging out at the free edge, we're going to start on this side and paint that lazy S. And when I say lazy S, all that really means is that it's slanted. Now I'm going to tilt the nail over and move to the other side. And now paint sort of that inverted S that we were talking about. And so now you have those 2 swooshy base or as the outline. And now I'm going to continue to fill it with Alpine Snow.
Sig, I love this look. And let's see. So we do have some comments in the chat saying, I really love Heart and Coal, which is also from our Shine Bright collection, from Sefra Jackson. We're getting hellos from Poland, from New Jersey. So welcome everybody coming into our live right now. And Sig, I really love this look because I feel like this is your signature swoosh. This is what you're known for. And you're able to make these nail art looks super cute and also they're easy to do, where whether you're a beginner or you're intermediate or you're more advanced, they can all execute this look.
Thank you so much. I think a big distinction, especially right now, because we are still in the middle of COVID, some salons are open and thankfully there are clients who are going back. We want to be mindful of how much time they're spending in the salon. So even the most advanced artists who can do really intricate work still have clients who don't want to sit in their chair for 3 hours for really detailed nail art, but still want something festive. I think this is a really good option for them.
No, that's definitely true. And it's still fun too. Like, even though we are in COVID, this can be a DIY where you do it at home, or it can be a pro look where you get it done in the salon. So I love that it's so versatile.
Yeah, thank you. So what I'm doing now, as you can see, one thing I really love about Alpine Snow is that it does have really good opacity. So even over a gunmetal shade like To All a Good Night, it still looks really great over it. But just to ensure that true opaque look, I'm doing a second coat. If you did want to be kind of more festive, it's okay if the ghost is see-through, right? So if you wanted just one coat, that's totally fine. Ultimately, it's up to your preference and the look you want to achieve. You can get playful there.
You can do it either way. You can do it as an opaque ghost, or you can do it as a see-through ghost. That's perfect. We're also getting a lot of hellos in our chat, Sig. We're getting hello from H Nail Supply in Minnesota. We're getting hellos from Pittsburgh and Ohio. Welcome, guys. If you're just joining us now, Sig's showing us one of her 3 Halloween ghost nail arts using Shine Bright shades from our holiday collection.
Yeah, welcome everyone, and thank you so much for your support. We appreciate you tuning in. You know, there's a million things you can be doing right now, so thanks so much for spending some time with us. Well, the second coat of Alpine Snow Cures, just wanted to show you a couple other examples of that swirly, swooshy, ghosty vibe that we're going for. So again, for this look, I'm using a couple shades from the holiday collection. For this guy in particular, I used Alpine Snow as a base, and then one of our iridescent glitters on top. And then for this one, Snow Falling for You as the base. So given that we're already towards the end of October, for those clients who want to wear their October Halloween nails, maybe a little bit past Halloween, a good way to still give them Halloween nail art is by adding Halloween designs that are not necessarily in orange or purples or blacks and orange. If you add, say, something like a pink base, it makes it a little bit more wearable for a little bit longer.
Now I don't know which one's my favorite now that I see these two other ghost options. I'm starting to feel like I'm veering towards the negative space one. I'm a huge fan of negative space because I like to wear it for a little bit longer. And with negative space nail art, you don't see the grow out. I love it. Now I'm just conflicted. I love them all.
Awesome. Next for the eyes, I'm going to use this beautiful black hollow shade from our Shine Bright collection called Heart and Coal. I've already added a color dot to my palette. I could have easily used black onyx for this, but just wanted to give this little guy a little bit more sparkle. And so I'm just going to add, dip my dotting tool to my color dot, and then simply add two little baby eyes, and then cure this for 30 seconds. I'm going to say what I'm not showing you is I am making sure that I'm cleaning my tools, including my brush, after each use when I switch up colors to make sure I don't contaminate the shades. Once that's done curing, I'm going to use our Stay Shiny top coat, which is our tried and true gel color top coat with a new look. Again, this is also going to have that name on the top here.
And tell us a little bit more about the formula, the Stay Shiny formula. Has it changed? Is it the same? Because I do notice that we have new packaging.
Yeah, so great question. So is there anything different about the Stay Shiny formula? So no, if you've ever used OPI gel color top coat, it's going to be the same juice in the bottle per se. So nothing's changed. It's that tried and true formula that you know and love. Still a 30-second cure. Just a different look and feel for the packaging. Great question.
And I noticed that you're applying it just like you normally would at any top coat. Very similar, so no burnishing, nothing special. It's just a quick 3-stroke application. So I love that because then it's super quick and easy and you're out the door.
That's correct. Good observation. So while that little guy cures, I'm going to introduce you to the next look. This guy has a little squishy face.
Oh.
The squishiest face you've ever seen, but this is my version of a Halloween cuffed nail art look. So if you're familiar with the trend, it's often called a cuffed nail art look or a reverse French. And all that means is we add a little bit of color to the cuticle detail. There's a couple ways to execute this, but I'm going to show you the lazy girl way.
I love a good lazy girl way because then everybody can execute these looks. I love it. It's like a cute little marshmallow face.
You just want to squeeze it.
I do. The little pink cheeks.
So this can vary depending on opacity for the base shade, but what I'm going to do is instead of having to use a detail brush, I'm just going to layer the colors over. And so I'm starting with a coat of Let's Take an Elfie. This is also from the Shine Bright limited edition collection. That's available in nail lacquer, infinite shine, and gel color. It's a beautiful metallic violet color. And so just making sure I get a smooth, even application, paying close attention particularly to the cuticle area so that it's smooth. I see a little bump there. And I'm just going to take a dry cleanup brush and wipe away that boo-boo. I'm going to cure this for 30 seconds.
That's my favorite part about gel sig is like if you make a boo-boo, it's totally fine. All you do is just wipe it off before you cure it. It's perfect.
Exactly.
Because I make
All you
several
need
boo-boos.
is some NAS 99 lint-free wipe and clean up those mistakes, or just like a dry cleanup brush. What I'm doing now is I'm prepping a wipe with NAS to remove that inhibition layer from our first ghosty. And there you have it. A little bit of gunmetal vibes with some sparkly eyes. So once your Let's Take an Alfie cures, you're going to go ahead and add a second coat and cure that for 30 seconds, and you end up with a nail that looks like this. So now I'm going to show you my Lazy Girl cuff nail. I'm going to take Alpine Snow, which is OPI's True White. And without having to use a detail brush, I'm just going to use the bottle brush and get very precise with the placement here at the cuticle area. Don't worry if it's not completely opaque, because we can always cover it with a second coat. I'm just going to take my time here to get really nice and clean and crisp cuff. So this is all just using the brush. And yep, of course with gel, you can always kind of move the gel upward. Same way, like if you think about how we apply gel color at the cuticle area, you don't start right at the cuticle area. You kind of just squeegee it upward, right? So that's what we're doing here. And we're going to cure this for 30 seconds and repeat with a second coat. So this is 2 coats of Let's Take an Alfie, which is that beautiful shimmer violet, followed by 2 coats of Alpine Snow in that cuffed shape. And now we're going to add the really cutesy, squishy face. Because there's a lot of white space for the ghost. Usually when you have a daughter, you have a small pointer followed by a bigger one. So I'm going to go ahead and use the bigger one. And for the eyes, I'm going to use black onyx. And just find a really nice placement. I'm really happy with this, and I'm going to go ahead and flash cure so that I don't mess it up.
Very nice. And we're getting lots of comments. Someone said, love the squishy face. It's so cute. We're getting hellos from New York and also from France.
Right on. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Now I'm going to use a detail brush to paint the little squishy smiley face. And so with this, I'm going to just go ahead and show you. The line is pretty thin, so I have my color dot on my palette, and I'm just going to pull the color in one direction to ensure that I have color in all of my bristles, but also ensuring that my bristles are pretty thin so that I have a nice application. So I'm basically going to do a reverse J followed by a regular J to make a really cute U.
Oh, look at that.
There you go. He's so cute.
It's so squishy and adorable.
I'm just going to flash cure that really quick to lock it in place. Just about 5 seconds is good. And then I'm going to use Snow Falling for You. This is going to be our beautiful Dusty Rose Velvet color from the Shine Bright collection. And I'm using that to add some blush to this little squishy face. I'm just gonna roll the, see what I did there, I didn't properly clean my tool. I'm just using a clean tool to pick that up, no big deal. And then repeating on the second side to add some blush to this squishy face. And now I'm gonna do a full cure. And that's for 30 seconds.
I absolutely love this Sig. This squishy face is everything. Usually Halloween nail art, I feel like we do like scary stuff or we always use purples and oranges. And I love that you took a different take on this and made them all look absolutely adorable and easy to execute at the same time so we can be quick and in and out of the salon. I love this. Can these be done in nail lacquer as well for our DIYers that are home?
Yeah, that's a really great question. Can these be done in nail lacquer? Absolutely. I would say the easiest look to execute would probably be the first swooshy ghost, just because the cuffed look can get a little bit tricky, especially if you're layering about 4 coats. If you're not used to applying thin applications, and it can get a little bit thick and gloppy, and then to add nail art on top of that, it can become a lot. But of course, if you practice, they will all be easy to execute eventually.
One more question. How much would you charge for these nail art looks in a salon? Do you have a ballpark, kind of like what you think?
Yeah, so my regular go-to method is $1 per minute. So however long it takes you to execute, but that will vary from location to location. But always, always, always make sure that you are charging for nail art. You shouldn't be giving nail art for free. Even though you're good at it and you love it, always make sure that you're charging your worth.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, and so now I'm going to use Stay, Stay Shiny. What I did here was I grabbed the wrong bottle. So I'm going to wipe away.
The best part about gel, you can always wipe it away.
That's not what I wanted. So I'm going to wipe away and then put on the correct product. You all should see my desk when we do these lives. There's stuff absolutely everywhere. And as organized as I try to be, sometimes these things happen. So just added some Stay Shiny top and cure that for 30 seconds. Yay. Are there any questions?
Let's see. No questions so far. We do have a comment says, so good to see you both again. Hi from Australia. It is 5:15 a.m. Good morning, and I love waking up to this. How amazing. 5:15 a.m., Sig?
That's when I'm having my best dreams. There is no way I'm awake at 5 a.m.
We're still dreaming about nail art at 5:15 a.m.
Yeah, so kudos to you, early riser. So there you have it, squishy face ghosty with a cuffed nail art aesthetic. This can be done on all 10 nails or just one if you want to keep your Halloween festive vibes really subtle. Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, no problem. Yep, so now I'm gonna move on to spooky vibes. This is inspired by the Scream face, obviously, but I'm using the creamy red shade from the collection called Ready for the Holidays. So what I've done to prepare for this already is use our Stay Strong base coat. Even though it's a nail tip, you want to make sure you're always keeping within the system. And I'm going to apply 1 coat of Ready for the Holidays. just to give it that like bloody, scary vibes. Looks a little bit jelly that I really like. So this would be a really good shade to do some like bloody, transparent nail art looks. And this is ready for the holidays for my Shine Bright collection. I'm going to cure for 30 seconds.
I love a good red, especially during the holidays. It also works year round, really, if you think about it. Red, you can wear it in the summer, you can wear it in the winter. I mean, it's just so bold. And then I love that you were able to also put some nail art on top of this just to give it that Halloween vibe.
Yeah, thank you. So this is 2 coats of Ready for the Holidays. As you can see, truly opaque with that second coat. Now we're just going to paint a lot of really like melted ovals for the mouth, for the eyes, an upside down heart for the nose, and then outline a couple areas. One pro tip that I have for you is if you have the time, try to practice the look on something real quick just to kind of estimate how much space you have on the nail or like how long you want to make certain shapes. So before we did this live, I did this quick doodle of the face on a lint-free wipe just to ensure that I was familiar with the shapes and where the outlines were going to go. Seems to help me, so hopefully that helps you too. I'm going to keep this one as reference here. And so since the mouth is going to be sort of the longest point, I'm going to, in my mind, split the nail in half and put the mouth on the lower half of the nail. And so what I'm going to do to start is just paint one line. Then from this one line, I'm going to turn it into a little bit of an oval and just start filling in. Like Darlene mentioned earlier, I am using gels, so no need to stress out if nothing comes up perfect because we can always remove it easily and start out over.
Sig, I do have a comment that says that it looks pink to them. Is this just because, you know, we're like at home and it's the lighting? Because I've definitely worn Ready for the Holidays and it was red to me.
Yes, so this shade might be coming up pink to you on camera, but it is red. It's even called Red E for the holidays. This is a true red opaque cream shade. It might be coming up a little bit magenta or fuchsia on your end, but guaranteed this is a red color here. A really good question. I'm glad you guys have your eyes peeled as you check out this new collection. So just kind of filling in that oval, and I'm expanding the shape by adding a little bit more shape on the top and then making it really round on the bottom. And I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm just gonna flash cure. I'm just gonna flash cure for about 5 seconds just to lock it in place. Next, I'm going to paint the nose, which essentially ends up just being an upside down heart. When I'm working with gel in particular, I tend to start with the shapes pretty small because you can always go bigger. You can't go smaller, right? So starting out with an outline and then filling it in. Happy with that heart-shaped nose. Sorry if you can't see because of my glare here. I'm just gonna flash cure. If you're a really confident hand painter, you don't necessarily have to flash cure at every step of the way, but just so that I have some peace of mind, I'm gonna lock it in place. Next, we're gonna continue with the eyes. Because this guy is a little bit facing this way, I'm gonna make this eye a little bit bigger, and I'm just gonna start with one line and then work from there. Kind of, as I mentioned earlier, you can always go bigger, but you can't go smaller. And it's kind of like a eggplant emoji shape. I'm just going to continue to fill it. And because I do want the eyes to be sort of looking similar, I'm not going to cure that quite yet, so I can make sure the other one looks the same, or at least similar. Okay, looking pretty good. Then I'm going to flash cure.
Sig, you make it look so easy. And I love that you prepared us and let us know that we should understand kind of like the outline of the face so that we know that when we actually apply it onto the nail, we can always make it look larger, but we can never go the opposite way. If I were to do this look at home and let's say my dimensions are a little off, will it still look like the ghost?
You know, the best thing about Halloween nail art is that depending on the vibe, even if it's ugly, it's going to be scary. So you're going to be okay.
I love that pro tip.
So Halloween's the perfect season to get into nail art. So now I'm just adding some outlines to kind of continue to make the shape. He just looks really stressed out and sad. And then the eyebrows, we want to keep them a little bit arched so that he looks just kind of distressed. Right, so there we have our basic shapes, and now I'm happy with this, and I'm also happy with the opacity of black onyx here, so I'm just going to do a full cure, and then it's going to be ready for some Stay Shiny top coat.
Thank you, Sig. So if you guys are just joining us, Sig is showing us her 3 Halloween ghost nail arts, and we just finished up our 3rd one, which is our scary one. We've done 2 cutesy looks, and she's going to show us all 3 looks once she's done so that you guys can see this. Remember that we will save this, and it will be posted into our Facebook, so you could always rewatch it if you're just joining us now.
Yes. So now, once it's cured for 30 seconds, I'm going to go ahead and add some Stay Shiny top. Looks so glossy already. And then cure for 30 seconds.
Man, that Stay Shiny makes a huge difference. I saw it immediately the minute you laid down your first stroke.
Yeah.
Look at that.
So those are our little ghosty guys. I hope that was helpful.
It was very, very helpful. We're getting so much love in the chat, getting lots of hearts and getting nice job, ladies. Everyone's saying nice. They're loving it. And I hope that everyone truly enjoyed these nail art looks. And Sig, thank you so much for your time, so much for showing us your signature ghost and also your adorable little cushiony cheeks ghost. And then also we get a cool, super dope kind of like Scary Scream inspired ghost look. So this truly was a Halloween ghost tech talk for October, perfect for Halloween time. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. And thank you so much, Sig, for joining us and being our nail tech today.
It was my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.